Hi Maddie, I would really like to eat healthier and more whole food plant-based, but I just don't know where to start. If you are like most of the people coming into this diet or lifestyle change, you're essentially starting over on a whole new way of eating. Most of us were not born into veganism, and I know that actually transitioning to this new way of eating can be really overwhelming at times. But I hope I can simplify at least the beginning phases in this video and help you feel less alone, because you are definitely not alone. So today I'm going to share a little bit of my journey with you, but ultimately what I want the takeaway to be from this video is that this journey is really all about you. Every person's journey to veganism or whole food plant-based eating is going to look different. So what I want you to learn is how to make it work best for you. So let's start with the beginning, with starting. How do I start? Where do I start? What do I do? But I think actually the better question is, how do you want to start? And there are really two ways of thinking about this. The first is a gradual transition. It may take you weeks or months or even a year to fully transition to this way of eating. And then the second would be more of a cold turkey, all in, just flip the switch and start the next day. And actually, let me know in the comments down below which of those two ways resonates more with you. Are you the cold turkey style that just likes to jump straight in and stop all animal products immediately? Or are you the more gradual style that you just want to work on incorporating more plant foods as you slowly phase out the other foods? There's no right or wrong answer here. It really just depends on your style and personality. I actually would have thought of myself as a cold turkey person, but I transitioned to veganism over about a year's worth of time. I started my vegan journey in 2017. My husband Q and I decided to move and leave Hong Kong, which is where we had been living. But first we wanted to do a round the world, well, not around the world, around Asia, one last travel expedition that was going to be a 10-month long journey. And right as we left for that trip, I also decided that I wanted to go vegan. But I found while I was traveling, especially in these very, very rural parts of Asia, that it just wasn't very realistic for me to be 100% vegan unless I wanted to be a fruitarian, which just didn't really sound appealing at the time. Of course, looking back now, I can see it a lot differently and how I probably could have made it work even in those rural areas. But at the time, I just felt like it was too much and too stressful for me to go cold turkey. In addition to that, the very last thing that I gave up was cheese. Like I said, I started my vegan journey in 2017, but I actually wasn't fully vegan until 2018. And that is because of cheese, which I know is very common for a lot of us. In fact, if this resonates with you at all, hit the like button down below. But anyway, I was one of those people who was saying, I'm vegan, but then I would see a grilled cheese on the menu and cave and eat the grilled cheese. And that actually brings me to my next point. There is no such thing as perfect. I actually think that so many people are intimidated to even start this journey because they think that they have to be perfect once they do. And actually something I like to live by is don't worry about being perfect, just keep getting better. Which I think is very true in many areas of life, and especially in this way of eating. Now let's talk a little bit about the other struggle that I see so many people having, and that is consistency. And my best tip for this is really to find your why. Why are you on this journey? Is it for the animals, for the environment, for your health? And if it is for health, what is the reason behind that? Is it trying to lose weight? Are you trying to reverse a disease? Are you doing it so you can live longer, spend more time with your kids, be healthier, be a role model for them? There are so many different reasons for coming into this way of eating, and whatever yours is, write it down. Post them somewhere you can easily see them so they are a constant reminder of what your goals are. I know that when my goal is weight loss, it helps to have a picture of my why as my phone screensaver. I know that other people like to print it out and put it on their fridge or put it on their cupboards so that they see it as a constant reminder. Wherever would be a good place for you to see it, I encourage you to print it out or write it down and post it there. And then my next tip to go along with that is to reinforce what you've learned so far or keep learning more. You can watch documentaries, read books, listen to podcasts, kind of make it part of your weekly routine. If there's a podcast you usually listen to every week, add in a vegan one or a plant-based one, something that gets you motivated to stick with this way of eating. There are so many amazing free resources out there. If you don't want to buy a book, there's the library. You can get so many of the books there for free. There are so many amazing documentaries available on YouTube and on Netflix. And of course, podcasts. I like to listen to podcasts when I'm at the gym or when I'm doing like housework. And they're just so nice to have as that reminder or reinforcement to stay on track. I have a friend actually who every time she would do a meal prep which was once a week, she would watch one of those documentaries. Even if she had seen it before, she found it just a good way to remind her of all the health benefits, remind her of her why, and she just found it really inspirational. I'm actually gonna link some of my favorites in the description box below, so if you need any inspiration for what to watch or listen to, definitely check those out. And now the next tip actually comes from my husband Q, and he says, make it easy. I love posting different and creative and unique recipes on this channel because that's fun for me and it helps fuel my creativity. But if you saw what we actually eat 80% of the time, you would probably think that we eat so boring. We eat oatmeal for breakfast pretty much every day. I mean, we do change it up with like the different fruits or spices we add into it. Sometimes we'll do cinnamon or sometimes we'll do lemon zest or whatever fruit is seasonal at that time. But usually we're eating oatmeal every day, at least on the weekdays. And same with lunch. If I have batch prepped or meal prepped for the week, I will just eat whatever is already chopped and prepped and ready to go that's in the fridge, and I will usually just make a power bowl with it. I think I've mentioned a few times before that meal prepping is really helpful for us. I don't do it in the traditional sense where you prepare a bunch of pre-set out meals. I like to prepare just a bunch of cooked veggies, raw veggies, grains, and legumes, and then combine them in different ways throughout the week. But again, you have to find what works for you. If you're the kind of person that needs a pre-set meal in the fridge ready to go, all you have to do is reheat, then carve out a little bit of time to make sure that you have prepared for your week. I know it's not the most fun thing to do, trust me, I know, but try and make it fun. Maybe there's a favorite show you can watch while you're meal prepping, or put on some fun music. I occasionally like to have a glass of wine when I meal prep. I just try and find anything that'll make it a little bit more enjoyable, because that way I make sure that it gets done. And then my next tip, which is maybe the most important one, is just to start. Even if you aren't 100% ready to be 100% committed, there are no downsides of incorporating more vegetables, more fruit, more beans and grains into your diet. If I look back on where I've come from, the only thing I wish I had done is to start sooner, and I find that most people I talk to feel the exact same way. If you're stuck and you don't know what to eat, just try adding more vegetables, more fruits, more beans, more grains into your already existing diet. Don't think about the things you can't have, just think about the wonderful health-giving things that you can have and start there. If you need more resources, definitely check out the links below, and or feel free to DM me on Instagram or email me. I am more than happy to chat with you and answer any questions you may have. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Let's eat plants, and I will see you all very soon.